During my years with the first of the corporate consolidators in the UK, it was common for the clinical directors and practice managers looking to grow their individual practice to ask for an additional vet, especially one with a special skill or expertise. The argument seemed compelling that another clinician could generate more income and a healthier profit margin. The management response was generally, great idea, but first you need to show that the KPIs achieved by the existing team at least meet and preferably exceed our business targets, bearing in mind that a new vet, especially if he or she is a recent graduate, wouldn't be expected to meet those individual targets at least during the first year or two. So if that situation arose today, and bearing in mind the current practice marketplace, you might well ask, what are those performance measures and what numbers might be appropriate for 2018? Well, here are some to be thinking about. First, I'd want to know what proportion of the vet's employed hours is spent generating income for the practice. You can be quite sure that other professionals, and I'm thinking especially of accountants and lawyers, are expected to be conscious all the time of their work chargeable hours. What is it for vets? Well, in the practices I've looked at in some detail, work chargeable hours as a percentage of employed hours have been as low as 65 to 75%, and that's simply not good enough. Do you know what that number is for your practice? Here are some other numbers to think about. In the UK, current results from the SPIVS Profitability Survey indicate that for the top 30% of practices generating profits scored as good or excellent, the revenue generated per vet full-time equivalent was in excess of £260,000 per annum at an average transaction value of about £65, and that the total cost of the veterinary remuneration represented about 18% of the revenue generated. If you own or manage a practice outside the UK, and especially if you know what the equivalent numbers might be in your part of the world, I'd love to hear from you. Just send me a note in the box underneath this screen and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Some practice owners, of course, acknowledge that they employ more than the optimum number of vets so that their individual on-call out-of-hours commitment is less onerous, and they accept the impact on the bottom line. But if I was managing a practice now, and especially if we were using an outside service to provide out-of-hours cover, I'd be inclined to hold off looking for a new vet until I was satisfied with the productivity achieved by the current team. What's your view? See you next time.